What would you do if you had a time machine that allowed you to go back into the past and buy a brand new version of your favorite muscle car? Well, that's basically what we have here. A 1970 LS6 454 Chevelle with 34.2 original miles. For real. LS6 Chevelles are fairly common when it comes to muscle cars. They made about 4,475 as far as we can tell. It's not known how many of those break down into convertibles and 4-speeds and hardtops and all that jazz. But they were very popular cars, so a lot of people bought them. But this one is regarded to be the highest horsepower, lowest mileage muscle car of any kind in existence. It's a pretty amazing claim, but this car backs it up. It's got the paperwork and the paper trail to prove that it was bought new in Atlanta and it was designed to be a race car, but whoever bought it, put it away, never converted it into being a race car, and here it sits today. So this car leaves you with two questions. The first one is, how does something like this happen? You know, how does somebody order an LS6 454 Chevelle with a turbo 400 and a 331 12-bolt rear axle, performance suspension, disc brakes, you know, a car that's meant to be driven hard and not drive it? You know, and that's kind of a tragedy in a way, but on the other side, it's pretty cool that one survived, so now we have a reference to look at when we restore all the rest of them, you know, to look back and see what they were supposed to be. Of course, the other question, well, the answer is very simple. Does not have new car smell. This car has the build sheet and it lists all the options that are on it. Of course, the Z15 454 SS package, which came with the big motor, the 3-speed automatic turbo 400 transmission, hood and deck stripes, the F41 sport suspension, the JL50 power brakes and JL2 front disc brakes, heavy-duty battery, F70 14 raised letter tires, the U14 gauge package, and a push-button radio, and of course, tinted glass. So if you're into restoring old Chevelles, this is where you want to pay attention, because again, this engine has not been touched since day one. This is exactly how it came from GM. The only thing different here is the battery, but this is an LS6 454. This engine was rated at 450 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque, 11 1/4 to 1 compression. It's got an aluminum intake and a 4-barrel, iron heads. But you look at all the little details, I mean, it's a little bit dirty, you know, 34 miles worth of dirt and however many years. But this is now the reference car. If you want to know where the position of the hose clamps were supposed to be, or what type of wire wrap they used, or if the fender bolts were supposed to be painted or not, or what color the master cylinder was supposed to be, this is it. This is the most accurate one out there, because this is the lowest mile 1970 Chevelle with the LS6 package in existence. And it's kind of funny, you see cars that have been over-restored, as they say, that look much nicer, and this one looks cool, but it kind of shows the secrets of what these things were when they were new. So this thing is a total time capsule. I mean, you look at it and it's really, it doesn't even register, you know, that everything you're looking at is exactly how it was new. You know, we think of these cars as being so perfect when they were new, but GM had their slip-ups here and there on this one. Take a look at the stripe here. There's a stripe tape blowout, and they have some weird overspray going on. There's some detail work up here by the trim that's not super clean. And these are all elements that came with this car when it was new. The stripes on the deck lid of this car are kind of neat because you can see they don't match at the top, and there's also some tape movement that happened down here at this crease, and they all seem to be offset on the deck lid versus the car body. And there's a bunch of theories about why this happened. Most people think that these were painted separately and then put on the car, and that's why they don't line up. But that's again how it came from the factory. We've got a bunch of detailed pictures of this car on our musclecaroftheweek.com website, so you can check those out for yourself. And we also have a Facebook page, Muscle Car of the Week, go like the page because you'll find a teaser photo of next week's car, and you can post a comment and see if you can guess what it is. And of course, we put all these videos on our YouTube channel. You subscribe to that, you'll never miss an episode of Muscle Car of the Week.